So SerpentZA, is what he says relevant anymore? I mean, you know, I keep getting these comments on my channel, and this person, they know who they are. They're one of these shills, right? One of these losers that lives in China. And instead of discrediting the things that are being said about China, they're trying to discredit the person, right? So they're saying, well, is SerpentZA relevant anymore? Is his opinion, does it matter? They say, well, he hasn't been in China in so long. They say, well, you know, maybe his Chinese isn't super amazing, you know? And it makes me wonder, who the hell are you to question SerpentZA if what he says is relevant? How can you have the audacity, again, knowing who this person is, a person with such a small channel, such a small understanding of China, how do you have the audacity to question SerpentZA? Someone that literally just reached 1 million subscribers. 1 million! Think about that for a second. 1 million subscribers. 1 million. He lived in the country for over 10 years. Lived in China for over 10 years. He took formal lessons in Chinese. He's had Chinese girlfriends. He has a Chinese wife. Spent all this time in China. He is the original China vlogger, which means that he was first. Imagine that for a second. Imagine that you went to the moon and you were the first to go to the moon. And then someone looked at you and was like, hey, are you really that qualified to talk about going to the moon because you did it, you know, so many years ago? Does anyone not see how stupid that is? SerpentZA is relevant more now than he ever was before, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you look at all the shills, you look at all these other people, their channels are not growing. JY, dead. Peter Pan, gone. Bay Area, eliminated. We destroyed him, gone. All these people are gone. Barrett, nah. Barrett who? Right? Noel Lee, done. Cyrus Jansen, again, channels are not growing. These guys are not putting out content that is truthful, that is legitimate, that is logical. They're not putting out content that makes sense. They're not putting out content that's practical. They're not putting out content with evidence. They're not saying that, hey, the sky is blue, and then filming it with their own camera, keep in mind, and saying that the sky is blue. You can't ride off of the coattails of someone else. If you're telling me the sky is blue, I want you to film the sky being blue. You see behind me? The sky is blue. I'm filming it right now. It's blue. I promise. These guys didn't do that. SerpentZA rode a crappy bike, 125cc bike, across the country. He was on Netflix twice. Conquering Northern China, conquering Southern China. He was on Netflix. And someone has the audacity to come to my channel and say, well, do you think that SerpentZA is relevant in the conversation of China? Do you not see how stupid that is? Again, he's more relevant now than ever. Because not only are people following him, but everything that people like him, myself included, and Lawa86, and a bunch of other people that I'm forgetting to mention, but you know who you are. We have been telling people for years now that China is changing. That China will be different in the future. We've been telling people that China will close, that China will kick out foreigners, that China will become unfriendly, and it's been happening. All the things that SerpentZA and me and these other people have been talking about has been coming true. China kicked all the people out on business visas. They made it hard to get a business visa. My first year in China, working for a company, and then the next year they told me, we don't know if it's going to be possible because there's not as many visas to go around. Sure enough, there were not enough visas to go around. I knew then that China was closing. They were changing their opinion on foreigners. But, all of us foreigners, we can fall back on the English teacher thing in China, right? You can always fall back on that. And we did. All of us fell back on that. We got away from business visas, and we got these teacher visas, these work visas to be teachers. And then the restrictions started to get harder and harder and harder and harder. And we did more and did more and more and more and more. It got to the point to where they wanted you to be from a certain country. They wanted you to have a certain degree, and certain degrees didn't work. If you had if you went to a religious school or something, no, if, I don't know, you had some really shitty history degree or something, they're like, no, you can't be a teacher. If you're a certain age, no, you can't be too old. You've got to have so many years of work experience, and people are like, well, they're doing that to better. They're doing that to better. And that's how it started. And then it got worse. You got to the point to where they were telling teachers what they can teach. They took away the books of the teachers. They took away the teachers, and then they told the teachers that they could no longer teach English. And we've been talking about this for years. So when you come to my channel and you say, how relevant is SerpentZA? Remember for a second that he was the first person on YouTube that was posting videos in China, the original China vlogger. Remember that this guy has learned the language, right? He may not be, Lala Farley level. Who is, okay? Lala Farley is amazing in Chinese, but you don't have to be. But SerpentZA rode bikes across the country, experienced different cultures. He filmed it, and he put it out there for the world to see. He said good things about China when no one else was doing it. Okay? He did all these things. Okay? He admittedly, I don't think that he loved everything that he ate, all the foods. I don't think he loved everything that he did, everything that he seen. But he filmed it, and he put it out there for us anyways. He made his predictions about how he's seen China and how it was going in the future. And up until this point, he's been right. The guy works his ass off on these videos, these streams, these all this stuff that he does, and he does it while raising a family. He doesn't have a team of people helping him. Okay? He's not begging people for money, nothing like that. And then people have the audacity to come by on my channel and say, is he relevant? He's no longer relevant. His opinion is no longer relevant. I'm sorry, but that's insanity. That's crazy. His channel's growing. All of these things put together. SerpentZA is not only relevant at this point, his word in this community is the most relevant, more than anyone else. There is no one else in this entire community that has a more relevant opinion than him. And if you think I'm wrong, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm not kissing his ass. I'm telling the truth. I feel that my opinion is very relevant. I lived in China for years. I speak the language, married to a Chinese woman, did a lot of things that a lot of foreigners don't do there. Drove car, things like that. Purchased a home, a lot of those things, okay? A lot of foreigners don't do that. Because of that, I feel that my opinion is relevant, okay? Did a lot of those things, spent a lot of time over there, had a lot of good times, a lot of bad times, a lot of horrible times, ugly times, had a lot of times that were the greatest times of my life. I'd like to think that I'm relevant, that my opinion is relevant. Okay? But even my opinion pales in comparison to SerpentZA's opinion. And the reason for that is because he's done pretty much more than any of us. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.